Namah Parvati Pataye Govindanam Sankirtanam.
Namaste everyone. I am very happy to see you all once again for this Bhagavatam session. So before diving deep into Srimad Bhagavatam, we will start with an invocation. So prayer. Om Shuklam Bhardaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Sarva Lokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nadiye Sarva Vidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaham. தென்னாடுடைய பெரியவா போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இசைவா போற்றி சர்வஞா சர்வவியாபி பெரியவா சரணம் மாய பிறப்பர்க்கும் மகா பெரியவாடி போற்றி. ஓம் ஜன்மாத்யஸ்ய யதோ அன்வயாதிதரஸ்சார்த்தேஷு அபிஜ்ஞः ஸ்வராட் தீனே பிரம்மஹ்ருதாயாதி கவயே முஹ்யந்தி யத் சூரயः தேனே तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र सर्गो मृषां दाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तगुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. So today we have started Dasamaskandam. That is 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And in the last session, we have seen Krishna's birth. Krishna was born to Vasudeva and Devaki, and he was transferred. That is, he has been taken by Vasudeva to the Nanda Gokulam. And he was with now with Yashoda and Nanda Gopal. So there was a great jubilation, that is a great merriment all over Brindavanam due to the Krishna's birth. So Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal was very much excited to see Krishna's, little Krishna, the birth of Krishna. He invited all the Brahmanas who recite the Veda mantras. And after having these Brahmanas recite all the Vedic hymn, he arranged to have the Vedic birth ceremony. That is, he celebrated, for the newborn child, they will celebrate the birth ceremony, isn't it? So, according to all the rules and regulations, they celebrated. Nanda Gopal celebrated the birth ceremony, and he arranged the worship of all Devata Murtis and his forefathers. So, in the Nanda Gokulam, that is Brindavanam, there was a lot of merriment, lot of joy, lot of amusement. So everyone there in Gokulam, they were all very happy. Nanda Gokulam becomes the abode of Ashtalakshmi. See, wherever Krishna goes, the goddess of fortune, that is a Mahalakshmi, she will reside with Krishna only. So Mahalakshmi also started staying with Krishna and started living there along with Krishna. That's the best part of living with Krishna. So Sukacharya here, he told Parikshit, see, only you can understand the presence of Krishna, because how enjoyable and how much fortunate your forefathers are. Your forefathers are, because they have been living with Krishna. They have lived with. So you know the actual happiness. You can understand the actual happiness of Krishna's presence. So here Nanda Gopal was very happy, and Yashoda's happiness cannot be explained, because the whole Gokulam was happy. She was so happy. But here what happened, this Kamsan, he was so disturbed, after hearing from this Durgai, Yoga Maya, that the 8th son will definitely kill him. But he's born somewhere else. So comes and ordered Rakshasas, all his assistants, to go and search for the babies who were born within 10 days and kill them. He ordered to kill them. So many Rakshasas were wandering here and there in search of all the babies, born within 10 days. So he was so disturbed. And Putana was one among them. Putana, she's a Rakshasi. And who could move according, who would move, according to her desire, according to her will. And she was wandering in the outer space. She covered herself with her all the mystic power into a very beautiful woman. She decorated herself. She, decorated with all the ornaments and everything, jewels and all. And she entered the Gokulam, the abode of Nanda Gopal. She entered that Gokulam, and she, she was looking very beautiful. She was looking very beautiful, beautifully dressed and, decorated with all the jewels and ornaments. And while searching for, small children, this Putana, whose business was to kill all the children, babies. So she entered the house of Nandagopal. She entered the house of Nandagopal unobstructed. She's just like that, she's entering the house of Nandagopal without asking anyone's permission. She entered Nandagopal's house and room and took the baby Krishna, who is lying in the cradle, upon her lap. She started, tapping the baby and all. Yashoda and Rohini, they were there, but they were actually, they were overwhelmed by her beauty, They did not stop her. They did not stop her, but remained silent because, she treated the child like a mother. So they never wanted to stop her. She looked beautiful. She looked like a devatai because she was dressed like that. But this dangerous Rakshasi, what happened? She took the Krishna on her lap, and what happened? She pushed her breast into his mouth, the baby's mouth. See, the nipple of her breast was smeared with poison, dangerous poison. But Krishna, Krishna is a Paramatma. He knows everything. So he became angry at her, took hold of her breast, squeezed, it very hard with both the hands, and, sucked out both the poison as well as her life. Thus, this Putana, she became unbearable, unbearable, and she started crying. She started, shouting, "Come on, leave me alone, leave me." Perspiring, her eyes wide open and her arms and legs falling, she just cried very loudly again and again and started and weeping, and she fell dead. So Putana, Putana fed them little Krishna only poison, but Krishna gave her moksha. She got moksha, Putana moksha. See, here we can think, she gave her only poisonous milk, but she got moksha. Why can't we give, butter? We can give butter, milk, yogurt, and everything to little Krishna. So you can imagine how much he will give us. So the gigantic body of Putana fell on the ground. It smashed all the trees, within the limit of, say 12 miles, it crashed all the trees. And without fear, this baby Krishna, he was playing in the upper portion of her body. He was playing very, gladly smiling and playing. This Putana Moksham, this is Putana's Moksham. So Sukacharya told Putana's Moksham, Jagadasura Vadam, Trinavardhana Moksham, and everything. He started, he told to Parikshit. Sukacharya told Parikshit about narrating all the Charitram. And here what happened? Vasudevan, he thought that, he was all, Vasudeva and Devaki, they always used to think about Krishna, and already Balaraman was there. Already Rohini, Rohini's son Balaraman was there, and Krishna is there, and they always think about Krishna only. So Vasudeva, he wanted to send his family priest, Gargacharya. Gargacharya is the family priest of Yaduvamsam. And Gargacharya, he wanted Gargacharya, that is Vasudeva wanted Gargacharya to go to Nandagopar's house to do Namakarna. But he told to Gargacharya to go into Nandagopar's house. So he also, this Gargacharya also went to the house of Nandagopar. And Nandagopar was very happy to see, Gargar, because Nandagopar felt as if the Lord himself has come to his house. Because, he was not an ordinary person. Gargacharya is not an ordinary person. He's a sage, he has some, he has not got an ordinary eyes to see all the material, sense objects. He's a jnani. So he felt, see, even we ourselves, we will feel, elated. We will feel so much blissed or blissful when some Mahan, when some sage or Mahan or sadhus say that I will come to your home. Then how do we feel? We feel very happy, very blissful. What punyam we have done. Because this Mahan, they themselves, they say that they will come to our house. Here, Nandagopar also felt like that. Because Gargacharya told that Gargacharya has come to his house, and he thought that some punyam, some punyam has done by some forefathers. That's why these Mahangal, they thought that they have to come to their house. So, otherwise, otherwise a Mahan will not take interest, or decide to come. So here he welcomed Gargacharya, prostrated to Gargacharya, and he then asked Gargacharya to do Namakarnam. That is, Namakarnam means naming ceremony for both the boys. Gargar is a great Mahan. Gargar did a grantham called Jyotirayana. He has compiled all the astrological, knowledge by which one can understand the past, present, and unseen things. So by the strength of his knowledge, any human being, by the strength of his knowledge, any human being can understand what he has done in the past life, and how it affects his present life. So Gargacharya is such a Mahan, such a such a sage, we can say. So Vasudeva has sent. Vasudeva know this, and Vasudeva has sent Gargacharya for the same purpose. That is for naming, only for only that is for the Namakarnam of his sons. Even though Nandagopar and Vasudeva belong to the same dynasty, Nandagopar, however, was not only was not acting like a Kshatriya, but when Nandagopar asked this Garga Munivar to perform the Namakaranam, that is Jatakarnam, Namakarnam ceremony, Gargacharya told, see, I am the priest of Yadu dynasty. This is known everywhere. So therefore, if I perform this Namakaranam ceremony for your sons, then what will Kansan think? Kansan will consider them the sons of Devaki. So Garga Munivar indirectly, he disclosed that Krishna was the son of Devaki and Vasudeva and not of Yashoda. Then he said that Kamsan might, take steps to kill Krishna. So Garga Munivar gave this warning to Nandagopar. But Nandagopar thought that this is the opportunity. This is a great opportunity, only one, it will knock only one time. Isn't it? So Nandagopar did not want to, leave him, or did not like the idea of avoiding this Namakarnam ceremony. He wanted to do the Namakarnam ceremony with Gargacharya only, because Gargacharya was a great priest, means great sage. So he wanted to take the advantage of Gargacharya's presence there. So he said, in that case, don't worry, we'll do the ceremony very secretly, without, the knowledge of anyone else. Nobody will come to this function, even the relatives. So Gargacharya, at which he has already decided, already Gargacharya decided to do this Namakaranam ceremony. That's why he has come there. So he performed the naming ceremony of our Krishna and Balarama in a very solitary place. Only Nandagopar was there, Yashoda was there, Rohini was there. That's all with the babies. So Gargacharya said here, this is a very Punya Grantha, naming ceremony by Gargacharya. It's a very Punya Grantha. Punya, the part is very Punyam. If you hear this part, this is a very lot of Punyam. Gargacharya here, he said, this child, the son of Rohini, will give all happiness to his relatives and friends, by his transcendental qualities. Therefore, he will be known as Rama. He will be known as Rama, and because he will manifest extraordinary bodily strength, he will also be known as Bala, means moreover Balaraman. He is also known as Balaraman. Moreover, he unites two families, that is Vasudeva family and Nandagopar's family. So he will also be known as Sankarshanan. Sankarshan means he will always solve the problem of Yadukulam, to avoid fight between them. So actually, we always think the body is ours. Me, I took food, I slept. This is all because of me. I do this. But who am I? If you put a chili in your mouth, if you put a chili in your mouth, the chili has gone to your mouth, but the eyes tears up. Eyes see, tongue, and the mouth eat, and the hands help in taking the food. So if the mouth says, no, you can't take, then the hands don't take. So all these are due to this Sankarshana Murti. So if one prays to Sankarshana Murti, that is Sankarshana Upasanai, then the Ahambhavam means the thinking of I or mine or Mamedam, will go off. So thinking always about our body only. We are always thinking of our body only. How to look after the body, how to be healthy, all those things, we don't see the Atma. So like Sadasiva Dharmendra, if you see Sadasiva, the attachment towards the body will go off if you do this Sankarshana Murti Upasana. So now he named the Rohini's son as Balaraman, Sankarshana. And now he saw Krishna. So delighted to see Krishna, because Krishna means beautiful. So he said, Krishna is an incarnation in every millennium. He has got the Akarshana Shakti. That is, he captures everyone. He got thousands and thousands of names. Once he said, once he was the son of Vasudeva. Once he was the son of Vasudeva, and so he may be called as Vasudevan. He is dark in color. So he is called as Krishna. Generally called as Krishna. So the child, will always act auspiciously for you. And by his grace only, you will surpass all the difficulties. So he named the two children, Balaraman and Krishnan. Having said all these things and blessed the family, Gargacharya left, and Nandagopar felt as if he got all the blessings, all the blessings from Bhagavan itself, but straight Bhagavan itself. So Nandagopar is such a good person. Gargacharya left the place, and after a while, after some days, short time passed, and both the brothers, this Balaraman and Krishna, began to crawl on the ground. They are a little bit growing. Both of them are growing. And Yashoda always, pick up Krishna and go everywhere. She always got the kind of, transcendental bliss. When Krishna, takes the milk from his mother, the baby smiled. taking the milk. The baby is smiling with a small teeth appearing, small teeth are visible. And so the mothers, upon seeing all this beautiful teeth, she enjoyed a great transcendental bliss. Sukacharya told, O King Parikshit, within a very short time, this Krishna and Balarama, they began to walk. After crawling, they began to walk. They walk very, they walk very easily in the entire Gokulam. They walked. Thereafter, Krishna, along with all the other children of the Gopas there. Gopas means cowherd men or children, and they began to play. They became friends and they began to play. This awakened all the transcendental bliss of the whole, cowherd gopis also. So now he started telling all the Bala Leela, Krishna's Bala Leela, that is Krishna's mischiefs. Here is the Krishna doing all the mischief activities, Yashoda used to go to the Yamuna river to take bath along with little Krishna. She always carries Krishna and go there, and she make him to sit there in the banks of the river, and she will take bath. A little Krishna, baby Krishna, he sit on the bank of the river when Yashoda takes bath. And all the other gopis, they'll be taking bath there, and they slowly began to gossip. Gossip means they used to narrate the mischievous, activities of Krishna. They want Yashoda to hear the activities, to hear what Krishna has done. But not taking his name, they used to say. See, nowadays, lot of mischievous activities are taking place here. One gopi, one of the gopi, she will ask other gopi, what is it? I don't know. What is it? I don't know what is going on there. And another gopi, she starts saying that in our house, what happens? See, someone is entering and releasing. Someone comes to our house, and before milking the cows, he releases the calves. Because the calves are actually supposed to be released when the mother cow are milked. But Krishna, what happens? He would release them before that time, and naturally the calves would go and drink all the milk from the mothers. So,
alert from Microsoft Update Assistant Mac OS upgrade required.
So what happens? He would again devise some means after releasing this cows and calves. After releasing these calves and make them to drink the milk from the mother, what happens? He would again devise some means to steal butter from the house. Butter and curd. When the milk and, but all the gopis, they will keep the milk and curd are kept very high and, on a swing hanging from the ceiling. And he cannot reach it. Little Krishna, he cannot reach it. So what happens? They arrange to reach it by piling up various planks and turning upside down the mortar. Mortar is used for grinding spices. So he used to put the mortar upside down, and if he could not reach it, then what happened? He asked a Gopa friend. He asked his friend to stand like a horse, and then ask another one to climb, on him and stand like a horse. And then at last he would climb. At last he would climb and stand on the topmost, Gopa, and make a hole on the pot on which this butter and curd, were hung. So the pot starts to leak. After the hole has been put, the pot starts to leak, and he will take the curd and from that, and leak the curd. He will take the curd, he will leak the curd, so that the boy who is standing below him will take that curd, that leaking curd from Krishna. And then the boy, he will leak the curd, and other boys, other boys or gopas who will take the rest of the curd, or butter. So he steals the butter and eats and drinks, and from the windows, what happens? All the monkeys will also come. See, the monkeys use some of those monkeys are from Ramayana, like Ramavatar. So what happens? He divides this butter, milk, and everything to all the monkeys. They have the monkeys will eat all the butter, milk, and curd, and and have the belly so filled, and they won't take more. If they don't take more, then what will happen? The baby Krishna he will break the pot. Why is he breaking the pot? Dikshitar has told that because he's a Paramatma who has come to break our old pots. Pots means that is our shariram, this old part, our attachment towards the body, and release us from the chain of all the, chain of birth and death. That is what he is doing. He's a Paramatma, Sometimes if he gets no opportunity to steal butter or milk from the house, he will get angry. He will get angry at the householder and start cursing the house also. And for his revenge, what happens? He will go inside the house. He will not find any butter. If he is not finding any butter or milk there, curd and all, what happens? He will agitate the small babies in the cradle. What he will do is, he will pinch the small babies and, make the babies to cry. So when, see, this is what is happening in the Gokulam. So now the other gopi would ask, if such things are happening, did you see the fellow who was doing all this mischief? The gopi who has told everything, she said, yeah, I saw. But when I saw him and when I started to become angry, what happens? He would simply smile. He will laugh and we forget everything. We forget even to chastise or punish him or anything. We will forget everything. See, Yashoda could understand what's going on because Krishna has done all these mischievous things. She could understand. Here, what happened? This Raja Parikshit, King Parikshit, he prayed to Sukacharya to explain everything happened in Gokulam and all the Krishna Leelas. So, it is, Brahmanishtal. Sukacharya is a Brahmanishtal. And he is explaining even the theft done by Krishna because, gopis are punyashalis, punyatmas. Even yogis, even yogis would not have experienced these types of blessings, which, all the gopikaigal, experienced. So, Yashoda knows Krishna is the cause. Krishna is the cause for all these mischievous activities. She knows that because, every day what happens, Krishna will be absconding in the early morning. So Yashoda thought that, he might be sleeping with his dad. Usually moms, used to wake up early in the morning because as, she has got a lot of work to do. So after waking up, if the kid wakes up, then see that the mom was not there beside him, the kid might get scared. So probably he would go and sleep with his dad. But now she could understand where Krishna would have gone. But when Yashoda saw Krishna's face, Krishna's look, she never wanted to punish him. She never wanted to chastise or punish him. See, after all, we ourselves would not punish our own, Jivan, children, our own children. Though they would have done, wrong things, then how will a mom punish a child or a baby who is really a form of God? Really, our Advaitam philosophy says that Jivan and Brahman are equal. Jivan is also an amsam of a Brahman. See, one keeps premai. One keeps, if one loves Bhagavan or keeps premai on Bhagavan, it will lead to moksha. But the same premai or the same love, if you show the same love or affection towards our children, it would not lead to moksha. Why? Because our children will not, because of that, the jiva, jiva bhavam, is avritam in the Brahma bhava, inside the Brahma bhava. But there, because of the jiva bhavam and Brahma bhavam is anavritam. And it said the Lord himself, the Lord himself is the whole thing. So what happens? The Lord himself is the whole thing, and the Lord himself, the Parabrahma. He's a Paramatma himself. Paramatma himself is the Putran here. He is the son here. So there is no Jiva dosham. Here Jivan is the Putran. So Brahman is hiding because of the Jiva dosham. Sridhara Swami has explained all this thing in a beautiful manner. So here what happens? The Paramatma has born as Putran here. So seeing his smiling face, laughing face, though he is so mischievous, nobody could chastise or punish him. So Yashoda did not punish him. So all the other gopis wanted to prove that Krishna was a thief. Krishna is the thief. So they formed a meeting. They formed a meeting without including Yashoda there, and came to a conclusion. Like, they started the meeting like this, like when Krishna enters the house and steals the butter, then the house owner should catch Krishna red-handed with the butter in his hand and should take him to Yashoda directly. So this is the plan they had come up with, okay? So they thought that Krishna should not know this plan. Is it possible? Is it possible to do anything without the Antaryami's consent? But Krishna also acted like this, acted as if he doesn't know. But what happened the next day, morning, as usual, he entered. But how he entered, there are 16,000 Krishnas in all the 16,000 Gopikas' houses. So all the Krishna, each Krishna, took the butter and ate the butter, put the remaining butter in his chest so that, he can eat it, eat the butter later. So each Gopika, all the Gopikas or each Gopika caught the Krishna in their own house and brought the Krishna to Yashoda's house. So each Gopika has got one Krishna in her hand to prove that Krishna is mischievous. But each Gopika, they don't know the other Gopika is also having Krishna in her hand. They are having in her hand. So due to this Maya, no Gopika realized the other Gopika has one more Krishna in her hand. So they all assembled at Yashoda's house. But what they saw was another astonishing thing. Wow. Because all the other Gopikas, they all assembled there, but they saw that little Krishna was sleeping in Yashoda's lap, taking milk and smiling at them. All the Gopikas checked, but they couldn't find Krishna, whom they caught. So they became so much ashamed. They wanted to complain. They wanted to prove. So they became ashamed and started running to their houses. Yashoda called them and asked, why all of you are here in the early morning? You are all here and suddenly returning without even taking your bindi. You are all returning. So for tomorrow, what happened? They decided. So today, what happened? We should not leave Krishna. Okay, Krishna is doing some mischievous thing. So he ran to his mother somehow he managed to run away. So what we have to do is, we will catch Krishna and all of us will stay with him to watch him, not to run away to his mother. So the next day, Krishna went to only one house, ate the butter, and was standing there. The Gopika who was, inside the house, she was watching him. came and caught hold of him and shouted for other gopikas to come there. Krishna said, why are you shouting? I'm not going to go anywhere. I'll be here. I won't run. Okay, don't shout. So all the gopikas came there and scolded Krishna. Krishna said, see, don't shout too much. Okay. Yesterday I was at your house only. He started pointing to some other gopika and said, yesterday I was at your house and your house butter is not so good. Okay. It was all very sour. It doesn't taste good. So these gopikas who caught Krishna said, how dare you? How are you speaking like that? And all of them went to Yashoda's house to lodge a complaint against Krishna. So they all caught Krishna. And then they brought to Yashoda's house. When they saw Yashoda, they started complaining about him and they said that, he has come early in the morning, he stole the butter and everything they started complaining about Krishna, who was, and the Gopika who was carrying, Krishna, showed Krishna to Yashoda. Yashoda asked, all of you are saying so many things against Krishna, but the boy you are showing to me is not Krishna. Now only, now all the Gopikas realized and turned to see that the boy whom the Gopika was, catching, they all realized and they saw the Gopika. But that boy is not Krishna. It is her own son and not Krishna. Again, they got ashamed, they were ashamed and went back, and Krishna warned. See, Krishna was there, outside the gate and they said, oh no, see, if it happens next time, then what will happen? I will show your husband as a thief and not me. So beware. Now what happened? This all things Bala Leela was told by Sukumara Kavi. It was told by Dikshadhar. This Sukumara Kavi has described all the Bala Leela here. He further said, once, all the Gopikas caught Krishna. And see, these all things, this Bala Leela was happening. And one day, Krishna accepted. Okay, I have to be caught by these Gopikas. So all the Gopikas caught Krishna and asked Nanda Gopal and Yashoda to come there to see for themselves. Now we are not going to bring Krishna to your house. You have to come. So now Krishna confessed and told, hereafter I will not steal like this. And I make a promise on my parents that I will not steal like this hereafter. So the parents became very happy and emotional because, promises are usually made on someone whom you love so much, because if not acted accordingly, some bad things may happen to the, loved ones. So here Krishna is making promise on his parents. So, but one should note that Krishna promised, that he's very, very mischievous. He's very, he knows what he's speaking. He knows what he's speaking. So he promised in such a way that he will not steal like the way he was doing. So Yashoda simply acted because he was caught there. He was caught there red-handed, and Yashoda should say something because as a mother, she should say something. So she acted as if she is so angry, in front of everyone and saying that why the God has given me such a mischievous child, I have prayed for a good child, but he has given a mischievous child for me. So like that, she was, slightly, she was increasing, she was acting like that, she was angry. And all the other Gopikas hearing that, all the other Gopikas could not bear these words and said, no, he's only a kid. Okay, that's okay. Everything will be all right. Okay, go home and everything will be all right. But what happened? See, but even in the morning, what happened? But even in the morning, all the Gopikas, the next day, all the Gopikas locked their houses and went to take bath in Yamuna river. Now the stealing has become so stronger now. Krishna, what happens? He goes to the house where he has to take the butter and curd and see the house is locked. So he has a toy key. with him. And he shows his friend. His friend was there playing. And he said to his friend, see, I have a key. My mom gave me the key. And the friend immediately said that this is only a toy key, but my mom, she has given the original key with me. The original key is with me, and my mom has gone to take bath in the Yamuna River. But Krishna said, no, this is not the appropriate key for your house. This is not going to unlock your house. But the boy said, no. Innocently, that boy said, okay, no, this is the original key. I can show you how it opens. And he opened the door in the house, and both of them entered the house. And Krishna said, I'm going to take the butter. I'm going to steal your butter. I'm going to take your curd. And this friend is also a friend of him. He told, yeah, my mother is not giving butter anymore. She's so afraid, and I want the butter. So we can steal and we can take it. So they ate the butter, they ate the curd and everything, and they locked, and then they played outside the house, and they laughed and they were playing outside the house. So the Gopikas returned, returned the home. The house is locked, but inside the butter is not there. The entire butter is gone. So what happened here? It is like, the entire take, even taking bath, even taking food, even sitting, chatting, when they speak with each other, all the times the Gopikas have Krishna Smaranam only. All the time they have Krishna Smaranam. Even the yogis cannot think, Krishna like this. So this type of bhagyam, the Gopikas in the Brindavanam, God. So the Krishna did so many kind of Bala Leela there in Brindavanam. So we can stop this session here with the Bala Leela, and we'll continue with another beautiful charitram where Sukacharya, explain everything in Brindavanam to Parikshit, and even the climate, the weather conditions in the Brindavanam, and how he took, this, dirt or the mud there, and those things we'll see in the next session, and we'll close this session with this Bala Leela. So I'll conclude this session with the Purnamadam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.